So I wanted to talk about how my story relates to Beauty and the Beast. So it is obvious and certain that I am living in 3D, but is it that I think I am living in 3D? Which is what I visually see and in correlations to reality, and the part in Mythazar and reality, if you watch that part of this, obviously indicates that where are you and what are you doing? So in 2016, I wanted to say after the engagement, somehow someone in my body had claimed I was murdering people. And these were just normal basic daily tasks of cleaning and cleansing my bed, things like that. So is someone visually seeing people around me? Just like the cartoon movie Beauty and the Beast. In relations to the rose, strangely, I came in contact with a computer genius. Psychologically, telepathically. And that was the day I had taken a photo of my privates. And it happened to be the first time that I ever did. And it appeared looking just like a rose. As I do recall in 2000 and I want to say in the 15 or begin of 2016, it was a winter season of the year, and I did watch a movie regarding time and all time, and the man in the movie appeared as someone else to me, similarly to the guy that is the candle. Religiously, this is a symbolically, if you want to relate it to religion, is the Jewish Israel time of candles and things like that, of suppose Christmas season. And I do recall it being him that said he would grant me my time and my father's. And he did ask if I wanted a relationship. And seemingly he is the god of all time named Tim, with brunette hair and similarly to Darkseid's appearance and hotness. And somehow he is not visually in front of me, as to we do speak, but it is usually telepathically. And I did get a clock that said Quartz on it, similarly to rose quartz, and a small little clock which is an owl that asked who shortly after. And strangely, to have a conversation about Tim of all time is that he did appear in some sort of way, that inner collage way. He did appear looking as everyone's in jail time. So in correlation to how this all relates to the family, obviously is that each and every person that did really come in contact are perhaps living in the same home. And are we visually seeing each other? Are we visually in front of each other? Obviously not. And as in terms of if this is really true and real, the amount of times they said I'm using people and or killing people, perhaps there's just random people in the home that should not be in the home. In thoughts of how supposedly other characters and our people got involved in the story and the home, is yet unknown, but it could possibly mean that they're looking upon the family members, with or without knowing, into the awakening of myself to know that I am home, but I cannot see. And the reason why I cannot see still correlates to a quote where it says, "Love is blind." So, in all actuality, if the family members can't see each other, it might just be because we all are blind. Because in the end, to have life, you need love. And obviously, if we are in the same home and are hurting people without knowing, obviously it indicates to the story of what is reality and where are we. And the reason why it became this way, I wouldn't know. I really wouldn't. But obviously, how it correlates to my sister as to the only person I can always see is to, if she is Sleeping Beauty, then she constantly needs a rose to survive and or live. As to Tim calling from the other side and or wherever he is located, in where he was that year was, "Hey, do you want to date?" as the character of the best friend with the clock obviously is slightly flirtatious and things like that, and he does seem to fit the character and slight appearance, but it does show that the reason why they claim Jesus and all these things got involved into this story must be that very day of the flirtatiousness of, to "would you date me?" as in a relationship, which is not correlating to other people, but that must be the very reason why the Jewish supposedly area of Israel territory even got involved in the first place. So in the story of Beauty and the Beast, the moment they love each other and they are with each other is the moment that the Beast appears handsome. And the moment I had walked in my home, somehow it was like radar shooting all over the place, and the exact guy that was standing downstairs happened to be airing everything out with all his powers and his abilities, and somehow my head was radaring, "Is that the Beast?" And obviously he had said wait, but I think he meant to say to his friend, but it aimed directly to me. With this, I got his name, his soul name, and his body name. Turns out his energy name is Beast. His body name is Chris, and his soul name is Jeff, as in Jeffery. He did appear to me with his body name that he does look like Jeffery, and his eyes were way lighter than the normal of the normal. So it was really white, blue kind of color eyes, and his hair was gold, as in gold and brown. So obviously he does fit the profile in my eyes, and he did live downstairs, and he was really literally across from my home. And to say that awakening is fraud or not real, but I did see him move in here magically out of nowhere. So from my last update was they no longer live there after some horrific sounds and events that I did hear from there. So at the moment, I do not know what had happened, but I did call the police one day, and then I happen to have not that very day because people seem to be claiming my reality is false. To be honest, it did sound like it was from another dimension of whatever that had occurred and or happened to him. So it must have been his dimension that had to report it and not my dimension. To be correct about all this and logical. So when his dimension failed to call these supposed cops if it did occur, then why am I at blame? And why is it me that is at fault?